Do you ever look at your billing expenses at the end of the month and think, there's got to be some way to cut this down? If so, you are like a lot of people all over the world who are tired of handing over their hard-earned money every month. Bills make up a significant portion of our budget month in and month out, but it is possible, if you follow our advice, to get a significant amount of that money back. How? Well, stick around until the end and find out. As today, we are going to be breaking down some of the creative ways to save money on your monthly bills. Don't be afraid to shop around. A lot of people don't even seem to remember when they started using their current TV or internet service provider. And that is only more true when you ask people about utilities such as gas, electricity, or water. The truth is that most of us don't really give these tasks the time that they deserve, because we are so focused on the move. By the time you're settled down, the last thing that you are going to want to do is spend even more time on household tasks. That's what a lot of the services are banking on, though, and they know that a lot of households don't even bother to do price comparisons before making a deal. Don't be one of the people that falls for this trick, and do your due diligence before you even think of making a decision. It may seem like busy work now, but in the long run you are saving quite a big chunk of change. Keep a close eye on the thermostat. A common joke directed at dads is that they are way too controlling of the thermostat, but maybe they have a point. Your heating bill can balloon pretty fast, especially if you are keeping it on overnight or when no one is home. When you make mistakes like this, you are basically taking your hard-earned money and transferring it directly into your utility provider's bank account, and that's a shame. Instead, regain control of your home as well as your wallet and start to crack down on needless temperature changes. You should never feel like you are just throwing money away, and so teach the other people in your home not to keep it running overnight or when they are planning on leaving either. Try this tactic for just 1 month, and you may end up saving hundreds of dollars every month that you can spend on things you actually get to enjoy instead of just wasting the AC. Get a high-efficiency shower head. If you feel like your water bill is too high, there are a lot of ways to change that. Unlike electricity and gas, the water bill is a little easier to crack down on, although that doesn't mean that it's any easier of a switch. Most people's water bills rise when they are bathing, and there are essentially 2 ways to slash the bill there. You can either switch from baths to showers, since it uses far less water that way, or you can try and install a high-efficiency shower head. This shower head will get the most out of the water you are using, but tends to shorten people's showers down quite a bit. A high-efficiency shower head is kind of an investment in a way, since you will have to spend cash up front in order to get the benefits of it, but you will definitely save money in the long run. If you tried both of those options and you still don't feel like you've gotten to the root of the issue, try taking a closer look at things like how the people in your home brush their teeth. If they are running the water while they brush, they are essentially just letting money go right down the drain. In general, as long as you are mindful of the water you are using, you should have no issues shrinking your water bill. Before we get to our next out-of-the-box way to save money on your bills, we would really appreciate it if you would give this video a like if you're enjoying it so far. Run appliances overnight. Energy usage is not all built the same, and you could actually save yourself money by automating some of your chores. Instead of running the dishwasher right after finishing dinner, you should try and wait for around the time you go to bed, or if possible, automate it for the middle of the night. If the noise isn't an issue for you, you will benefit from the fact that utility providers usually run sales for middle-of-the-night usage, since it puts less strain on the power grid. Your provider should have some sort of pricing guide for your specific situation on their website, and planning usage to take advantage of this is a really creative way to save a lot of money. Don't forget to replace filters. If you feel like you are having a hard time with your heating or air conditioning unit, or that the price you are paying every month is too high, you may just be suffering from a filter issue. It doesn't seem to get brought up that often, but it's important to remember that neither your heating or cooling unit will work at optimal levels if the filters haven't been cleaned for a while. Check your manufacturer notes to see how often they recommend you provide maintenance for the unit, and try to stay on top of it. While it may not seem like a big deal, this is a big reason for ballooning electric bills during extremely hot or cold times of year. When your AC or heating unit is all bogged down with dirt and grime, it makes the unit work harder to push air out, and eventually, if the problem persists, it can result in a unit in need of replacement. To avoid big charges down the line, do the little things like maintenance and filter replacement to keep it running as smoothly as possible. Make use of your ceiling fan. Ceiling fans are great if you happen to have one in your home or apartment. While your typical AC unit is going to use about 25% of your house's electrical output, or roughly 36 cents an hour, a standard ceiling fan costs less than a penny for that same hour. We understand that ceiling fans don't really bring down the temperature of the room, though, and so it's most useful as a middle step when you are warm, but not overly so. Ceiling fans can make you feel cooler since you feel the air rushing by you, and it is a lot cheaper than the air conditioner. If you feel like you don't really need AC but are still warm, use the ceiling fan instead. Wash your clothes in cold water. It is estimated that the process of heating water accounts for about 90% of the energy output for your standard clothes washer. The thing is, you don't really need warm water in most cases in order to clean your clothes. Choosing to wash your clothes in cool water is an easy way to reduce the amount you spend on energy every month, and you are losing nothing by doing it this way. If there are certain clothes that you feel you absolutely have to wash in warm or hot water, however, just put them into their own special group every month. That way you still are able to mostly use cold water, but still give certain clothes the added care they may need. Unplug your appliances when they are not in use. Appliances like microwaves, toasters, and coffee makers actually use power even when they aren't on. These devices usually enter into something called standby mode when they have not been used for a while but are still plugged in. Unfortunately, there is no button or mode you can press to turn this mode off, and so your only real solution is to unplug these appliances. The same actually goes for other devices in the home too, like televisions and computers. These devices cost you money every second, even if you haven't used them for a while and believe that they're off. In order to save yourself some money, you should do your best to unplug electronics that don't need to be in use at that moment. Consider switching to a smaller cell phone carrier. Your cell phone provider can also be a pretty big source of frustration at the end of every month. Large providers can be little help too, and it's hard not to sometimes feel like you are getting taken advantage of by these huge corporations. Well, the truth is that you might be exactly right, and you are trading value for the features of scope of their service. If you are already unhappy with your big-name cell phone company, though, you should strongly consider switching to a smaller provider to save a few dollars. These up-and-coming providers are eager for business, and as a result usually offer much fairer deals by comparison. The truth is that large providers can simply afford to lose a customer's business in the name of larger profits, but the smaller ones can't take that risk. Not only will you save money here, but you also will save yourself the headache of trying to get through to people at these large-scale cell phone companies. At a smaller place, you are more likely to get good customer service and to have a more enjoyable experience. Track pricing history. A lot of your monthly expenses have a time of year where they go on sale. This is obviously big news too, since this is a service you are paying for every month, and it's not just a one-time purchase. Buying at a certain time of year can save you money every month for years or possibly forever. All you have to do to take advantage of this is to take a look at the company's pricing history and look for times where it drops down. Pricing for monthly expenses is usually pretty straightforward too, and so you shouldn't have all that hard of a time finding the absolute perfect time to sign up for a service. And those are some of the cleverest and most creative ways to save money on monthly bills. Do you have any tricks of your own? Share them down in the comments so we can all see. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on the video as it helps us out a lot. Also subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. We'll see you next time for another money-saving video.